Welcome back to my page. Let's make this cute little guy right here together. This will be a crochet along today. We are going to start off with making the legs first and making our ways all the way up to the top. So we're going to make a magic ring, and then in the magic ring we're going to single crochet 6 times. When we finished crocheting into that magic ring, we're going to tighten it down and we're going to slip stitch into that very first single crochet. Okay, round 1, we're going to increase in each one of the 6 single crochets that we just made. Okay, at the end of row 1, we should have 12 stitches now instead of the original 6 that we had. This is usually where I like to put the stitch markers in, and keep moving that throughout the rest of my projects that I'm doing. Another note that I want to place kind of right here is going to be that we're about to start doing the increases in a way that is going to shape the foot. And so it's really important to make sure that in the pattern, if it states to increase, decrease, single stitch in a certain area, this particular pattern had a lot of those that were very specific. And so make sure you're keeping track of how many stitches you actually have and where those increases and decreases are going, because if you don't, it is going to end up having a misshaped foot, and of course we don't want that. So you will see in the pattern here in just a second that this row has several increases in it, to where at the end of this row we are going to have 17 stitches, and that's an odd count because normally you would have added an additional 6 stitches, but we did not do that here so that we could get our shape. Round 2, when we started, is going to be 1 single crochet, 3 increases, then we're going to do 2 single crochet, 1 increase, 2 single crochets, 1 increase, 2 single crochets, and we should end up with 17 stitches to start shaping the foot. Okay, we should have something that looks like this. At this point, I also like to take that tail that we started off with, put a little knot there, make sure that my circle is completely closed. If you'd like to cut it off, or even at this point, you could. I just left it on there because I know it's going to get hidden with all of the stuffing. All right, we are on to row 3. So we're going to start off here and we're going to do an increase. Then we're going to do 2 single crochets in the next 2 stitches. So 1 in each. Now we're going to go ahead into the next stitch and we're going to do 2 increases back to back. So this first increase, second increase, okay. We're going to do 2 single crochets. We're going to do an increase. And then we're going to repeat that pattern a total of 4 times. So it's 2 single crochets, an increase, repeating that until you have 24 stitches, which you should have when you hit your stitch marker. Okay, on to row 4. We're going to start off this row here with 4 single crochets in a row. And then we're going to do an increase. Two single crochets, an increase, then we're going to do 2 single crochets, then we're going to do an increase, then we're going to do 4 single crochets, we're then going to do another increase, We're going to do 2 single crochets next. We're going to do 2 increases next. We're going to do 2 single crochets. The next one is going to be an increase. And then as long as you've marked that last stitch from the previous round, that is going to be a 1 single crochet where your stitch marker was, and your total row count should be at 31 now. And you should have something that looks kind of like a foot going on the bottom of a foot. Okay, so rows 5 through row 8, we are going to take and just do single crochets all the way around of a count of 31 each round. Make sure that you maintain that count of 31. Again, that's rows 5 through row 8, 31 single crochets all the way around. Okay, when you get done with row 8, it should have built up your sides and given you this little like bowl shape here. And now we're going to start row 9, and we're going to start off with a decrease. I always kind of pull it over there to get it tight, so when I do my next stitch, which will be 2 single crochets in the next 2 stitches, but they're nice and tight still. And then we're going to do another decrease. Now we're going to start to shape this foot some more. So 7 single crochets in a row. Camera sit still. Okay, then we're doing a decrease. Now we're going to do 2 single crochets. We're going to do a decrease. And then we're going to make 12 single crochets to finish out the row, so that when we're done and get to our stitch marker, we should have 27 stitches in our count for this row. Moving on to row 10, we're going to start off with another decrease. We're going to do 2 single crochets in the next 2 stitches. We're going to do a decrease. We're going to do 3 single crochets. Make sure you keep those stitches tight. We're going to do another decrease. We're going to do 2 single crochets. We're going to do a decrease next. And then to finish off this row, we're going to do 12 single crochets in a row. And when we're back to our stitch marker, we should have a total count of 23 stitches in this row. Row 11, we're going to start off with a decrease again. And then we're going to single crochet. Going to do another decrease. And a single crochet. You're going to repeat that 4 times. That is the pattern. 1 decrease, 1 single crochet, total of 4 times in that area. And then once you get that done, you're going to go ahead and you're going to do 1 more decrease. And then you're going to do 9 single crochets back around to your stitch marker, and you should have a total of 18 stitches in this row. Okay, we've made it to rows 12 through 26. And this is where we're going to start forming our legs. We're going around our foot here, 18 single crochets, rows 12 through 26. I recommend stuffing as you go. Once you've made it to row 26, you're going to tie off the first leg. You're going to go ahead and rewind this video and complete all the steps to make the second leg. And then do not tie it off because we're going to add together.